It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another exciting episode of the Rainbow Six U.S. Nationals. My name is Blue. Joining me here on the broadcast this evening is Veli, and we're going to be bringing you just 2 games tonight, but it's another night of open qualifier action, leading yet another team into our conference qualifier.
Yes, we saw the debut of Obey last time here on USN, and unfortunately, they weren't able to go ahead and move on and win the finals. But this time around, it's looking very likely. But the first game of the day, one team couldn't play, so we're going to go ahead and move on. So talking about the games that we do have, let's go ahead and take a look.
Yep, so we've got Obey going up against Akatsuki. We've got 2 CL teams facing off here for the opportunity to go up against Team Bruh, otherwise previously known, as you can see there from the logo, as ZQWE, as they got the free win from the earlier match due to their opponent team not being available to play this evening, so it was a default win, and as such, ZQWE, otherwise known newly now as their new name, well, they're going to be moving on into that second match by default, and they will face off against the winner of the first match.
Yes, and also for those of you out there, if you're new to this, or even if you've been watching and following USN throughout the entirety of this year, remember, Blue Stokes and I will give away $700 every single weekend tonight. I want to say you should go ahead and enter those clips because tomorrow we will be choosing a winner. Blue, break that down.
Yep, make sure you get your clips in before the end of the show this evening, as we've got a $500 first place as well as 2 $100 prizes for second and third place. All you got to do to enter is submit a clip, a Rainbow Six clip, to our Venmo Community Spotlight. Just upload it to the site of your choice. Make sure you most importantly include this hashtag on your submission right here, the Venmo Community Spotlight. And then following that, all you have to do is submit it to this link down below at esl.gg/Venmo-R6USN. That link will also have all the necessary additional rules and details for the contest if you're interested in looking into it more. Make sure you get that in before the end of the show tonight, as we usually pick the winners directly afterwards, but we'll announce them on Monday on our Inside the USN show.
And Blue, I don't know if the people out there have heard about it, but there's been some great news that's been spread around on social media. If you follow the Twitter account for Rainbow Six, you guys should know already. The finals have been announced for USN. So once again, we're going to go back to Vegas to the Rio Hotel, the Penn and Teller Theater, and that's going to be December 13th through the 15th. And also, hey, if your money's looking tight, you're not able to win a Venmo contest, if you enter in the code R6USN, you'll get 25% off.
Get 25% off at your stay at the Rio, folks. So make sure you are getting that in, and make sure you're buying your tickets now, as we have them on sale as of today. And that's going to be over at rainbow6.com/tickets. Definitely make sure to do that. Away from that, though, it's time to get ready for our opening match of the day, as we've got Obey Alliance going up against Akatsuki. Let's take a look at Obey Alliance's roster here. We've got a couple players that, once again, are stepping up to the plate here, as we had them do so last week, too. Abunai, Callout, Grixer, Forrest, and Fozo looking to make their way through the bracket tonight.
Such a phenomenal team, and you know what? They're going to have a challenge going against them because there are some familiar names on the other side of the table. Let's go ahead and take a look at Akatsuki. Did I pronounce it correctly?
I think you got it. I think I was saying it wrong initially.
All right. Drip, Benji, Talon, Prod, and also Prophecy. These guys are phenomenal. We've seen them before here on USN, so they're not a pushover team. Yes, Obey is the bigger name, but these guys definitely have phenomenal players on their roster. But it's all going to come down to what map we play here in the best of one tonight.
We'll be figuring that out in just a couple of seconds here. As soon as we get through our veto with the players, we'll be able to get that map up on the screen and see where exactly they will do battle in tonight's matchup. As usual, folks, it is only just a best of one. It remains that way until we get to the conference qualifiers, where that final match turns into a best of 3 to qualify for LAN, and that's obviously where the difficulty will start to spike up for these teams by quite a big margin.
Yes, and for those of you out there as well, make sure you go ahead and sign up for the qualifiers that we have every single week. weekend. They're free to enter, and they're fun to play in. That's the website right there, play.r6usnationals.com. Hey, if it's free as for me and it's fun, you can go ahead and try to work your way over to the U.S. Finals and try to win some money on the way. We've seen a lot of newcomers over there in the semifinals and also even the finals. Shout out to Drag Esports. But let's go ahead and talk about the matchup so far. We had a poll on Twitter as well, and I'm not sure if we're going to bring it up just yet. It should be coming up soon. Well, not yet. It's getting ready right now.
We gotta get our caps first, I believe.
There it goes. All right, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun game.
Absolutely going to be a good game. Like I said before, we've got a lot of great potential coming out of these teams. Still like early on in the season, so we don't have a huge number of matches, but we did have Obey play multiple times these qualifiers in the past. Oftentimes, it found themselves getting knocked out by teams like Parallax, it seems, in their matchups. But if you look at some of their other matches away from USN itself, they've been able to take down, those very same teams like Parallax and whatnot and actually pick up a couple wins against them. Again, that's away from USN, but still being able to find those wins every once in a while and obviously being able to still push themselves forward that way. This team also has, I think, a lot of hype built up behind it. Katsuki, that is within the NA community. There's been a lot of talk about them on Reddit and whatnot, so a lot of people want to see them do well and try to make it through this qualifier tonight. Without further ado, let's take a look at what the map is for the matchup, and we'll see the bans in the process. Let's see. Bank.
Okay.
We're going to jump on to Obey Alliance will ban out Border, Coastline, and Villa. Akatsuki knocking out Clubhouse, Consulate, and I missed the last one.
Hey, the only thing that matters is that we're now playing on
Cafe. Is the other one.
And we're now playing on Clubhouse.
That's true, yeah.
So, Bank, we've seen, actually Bank I would say is probably the third most played map here on USN. It's pretty popular.
Right behind Consulate, I would say, so like number 4.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
It's those 4 right there. But this map is pretty dynamic. We've seen a lot of different strategies and gameplay coming from different teams. And yeah, Obey, they have the experience to go ahead and do it. Like you said, they've lost to teams such as Parallax and whatnot, but they're still on that level. They have what it takes to go ahead and outright win this entire bracket tonight.
So we've got no record at the moment from Akatsuki on this map, so we can't really make a great prediction, but it's a little bit scary in my opinion for Obey Alliance, because at the moment they've played this 5 times in recent history.
Don't say it.
They've only won it once.
Why are we going here?
So you have to ask yourself. Like, to be fair, like most of their map pool, they've only got 1 to 2 wins on it. But this is by far the most played map. But as a virtue of it being the most played map, it's also their least successful map.
So it is their worst map.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
In terms of like win percentage, anyway, I'm pretty sure.
So Akatsuki, they should go ahead and win this. They should win it on paper because, like I said, the tier level that both of these teams are on, I would say that they're pretty much even. So it's not going to really be too much of a surprise blowout coming in, or that's not what I expect.
Yeah, so they've taken losses on this map. I'm just trying to look at some of the records they've had now. It's been relatively close. They played Rogue on this map and they lost it like 2-7, for instance. Back a couple. Actually, I think it was like a month or 2 ago back in USN. Back when we were in Stage 2, they played against them on it.
I would say that this map is built for Rogue more than Obey.
Yeah, I would say so as well. So we're going to have to see how these two teams play it out, as I think that this is going to be a little bit of a mismatch looking at the stats. But I think despite the fact that like their record looks pretty awful on this map, I still think they'll be able to put up a good fight just because they've played it so much. And this is, again, a map that a lot of teams feel pretty comfortable on.
Yeah, so you guys always hear about what we think. Let's go ahead and see what you think. Try it out and thrown. Like, why don't we see a lot of trick strats? And he says, you know what? We all think about it at the end of the day, but we go with what we know is more successful. The higher percentage strat is what we usually do. So that's why you usually see the same basic strat when it comes to attacking these sites. Hey, go to piano, go ahead and mess with the floor, get rid of the bandit batteries, okay? Try to get that hard breach battle 1 on your end. So that's why we're usually seeing those type of setups.
Yeah, people are always trying, I think, to like move away from that in scrims and whatnot and try to try new stuff there. But that's the problem, right? Is if it doesn't work in a scrim, they're not going to bring it out in a public match, and that's why you see
it disappears.
That's why you see very little deviation from like the basement attack, and to a certain extent, some of the way that the other sites are attacked here too. I think that the other 2 primary sites, the teller's office on the first floor, and then the like CEO office upstairs, I think that those have a little bit more variance in the way that you can attack them. But basement is like really straightforward right now, and that's why defenders usually just go right to that one, or they try to win the second floor first and then default to the basement afterwards.
Right. Yeah, second floor, there's so many ways you can attack. You go through admin, yellow stairs and whatnot, even through the windows. You go to projector room. There's so many strategies you can bring, and it adds more personality to the site whenever you're on the attacker side. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know all of you out there, you're waiting for the game to start, and now
it's starting right now.
Yes. Akatsuki, I hope I'm saying it right, against Obey Alliance, map number 1, and the best of 1. We're going to go to Bing.
Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, if you're new to Rainbow Six, we start with the operator bans. 2 attackers and 2 defenders will be removed from the lineup of pickable operators in this matchup, with Obey Alliance getting the first and last ban. Akatsuki get the second and third ban, the last and first. The last attacker ban and the first defender ban, that is.
You know what? I apologize. I was thinking of Consulate when I was talking about strategy, and I was not thinking about Bank.
Dude, I've confused Bank and Consulate so many
That's exactly what happened to me, and I just realized it. So I'm sorry for all of you out there. We just spoke about Consulate so often. But, yeah. Habana's going to be the first one taking out the game.
And again, that's just to increase the difficulty of attacking sites like the basement and removing the hard breach potential. We'll see the usual expected response with Jackal being knocked out. He's pretty much getting banned in every single match right now, just due to how difficult it is for roamers to do their job when he's in play. So that makes sense. Echo, also, again, pretty standard. In USN specifically, we, for some reason, see Maestro banned out way more than Echo is, but I think on this map we're going to end up with the standard choice, and Echo will be removed from the pool. So for our final ban, Mira again making sense. She's the most banned defensive operator right now. So it's just once again aligning with meta trends.
Yep, there you have it. Mira being banned. We saw some Mira play yesterday, which was really fun actually. But here on Bank, let's go ahead and see if Obey Alliance can go ahead and slow down the attack. So let's take a look at the operators that are going to be chosen. Yeah, almost immediately. On the attack side, they know exactly what they're bringing. There's not a lot of variance because they know exactly what setup is efficient at each and every site. Of course, you're going to bring the Maverick. Sledge, he's great. IQ, I'm going to say she's almost a given depending on the scenario every single time.
Yeah, pretty much on this map as well, especially considering some of the... Oh, okay, hold on. We've got the Laxing pick.
Okay, so Warden, we saw Warden gameplay yesterday, thanks to Laxing. Warden was used over in blue stairs to go ahead and slow down defenders. They were having a blue stairs hold.
It's going to be the same position.
Yeah, so Mark was at the bottom of blue stairs to watch Laxing's flank, and Laxing held the top of blue stairs with that shotgun. And there was a round in particular where he was able to go ahead and get a triple kill. Warden, they let him out the gates now, and people are finding ways to actually use him.
I mean, he's perfect for this type of area, right? Because it's such a strong choke point, and we actually don't have a cage, so they can't necessarily double reinforce the barricade right there. But for instance, if Obi were to swap in a cage right here, and he was successfully able to trick his way through the, to be able to stop that hatch from getting popped open, the Warden is the perfect operator to put in that stair because it's just a massive choke point. They flash him, he's got the smart glasses to avoid that. They smoke him, same thing. He's got the utility to get around that and essentially try to win every single 1v1, or at least win multiple and make the trade worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah, because usually, thanks to Jaeger, we usually see an influx of grenades going there, especially frag grenades and stuns. And with Warden there, the frag grenades are going to go ahead and get zapped. But if there's a smoke or a stun nade, it's not going to affect him, thank God, to the goggles that he's currently using. So, after Christine fan, that's going to be Drip. A little bit of drone play, and yeah, it's going to be pretty basic right now. I'm pretty sure that they understand the setups. Nothing too flashy at the moment.
Prophecy already working his way in. Of course, there'll be a little bit of hesitation, but okay, maybe not. We'll see Warden Abinai almost actually just going directly for the peak on the outside to try and take down the Thatcher early on, which would have been a really nice grab, as it would have limited their capability to open up some of these areas leading into the site. It doesn't look like Obey have much double reinforce, though, so it actually wouldn't be a huge deal. However, this time, while the Warden's not going to find his mark that easily, Prophecy successfully pushes him out, although he takes a lot of damage in the process, but still knocks him out, and that's going to open up server push here for the attackers.
And even with the shield in front of him, he was still unable to go ahead and win that close range fight. Great way to go ahead and start the game for Akatsuki. And somebody in the chat helped me out to pronounce it correctly. But we see Pulse right now. He's going to be in Gold Vault. He's going to see if they're going to go over to that default plant spot. And with the intel he's going to gather, it's only just a matter of time now. Benji, as Maverick, is going to go ahead and open up a few hatches. And yeah, verticality is definitely going to be in their favor now.
Benji trying his best to spam through, see if he can find anyone behind those reinforced walls. Obviously, we don't have a mirror here on the defense, so it's a little bit harder for them to see into the actual site, but they've still got good control in the usual setup you would expect here. An aggressive position from Grixer is shut down. Prophecy so far with both the kills for his attacking squad here on Akatsuki. Opens up the server for a push and should allow them to easily get these walls open.
Yeah, the strategy immediately fell in it all. Start off with Warden getting picked off first. Now, the exothermic charge is going to be extremely successful. And not only that, they have two more players than Obey Alliance, as everyone is standing on this team. With utility left in play, this frag grenade is going to go ahead and get a kill. Drip was able to go ahead and take call out the game.
Right on the mark.
Yeah, only two players left is going to be Maestro. Well, it's just going to be Pulse now. It's Fozo, he's going to try to clutch it out. And Akatsuki with a flawless round. That was such a great start.
So, perfect attack on the basement as well. Even having this last little main stairs push come in from Prod just to secure those final two kills. Nice moves from him. Make sure that it stays a flawless round. And we'll have to see how Obey adjusts. I'm going to guess that we'll see the Warden get swapped out. Well, primarily because we're going to a different site. But yeah, if they stayed in basement, I don't think they would use the Warden. They'd either go back to LR, please just put the Jaeger in those stairs, and then have a call out. I think it was switch over onto the smoke as he's doing now. But since they're going to the upstairs site, the operator lineup's going to change anyway. Akatsuki will keep pretty much everything the same, I believe. There's not much reason for them to change it.
It was pretty unfortunate for the fact, and I was wondering if Jaeger was actually trapped behind over in servers before Warden died, because, okay, we got Clash coming into play, so shout out to Clash. Jaeger, my question is, was that hatch open before he got trapped there? Because I felt like he should have found his way out of server. He was by himself, and there was somebody trying to hold an angle from CCTV door.
I think he had a few seconds after the Warden was killed where he could have potentially fallen back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at one point he was in the site, like, after Warden died. So I'm pretty sure he pushed back in, but I could be wrong about that. I might be remembering the details of the round wrong.
Yeah, because basically he trapped himself and signed his own death sentence.
I think he just kind of,
he
just like went for a duel, as far as I can tell, and it just didn't go his way ultimately.
He went for the peaks.
Yeah. We got Clash in play here. If I'm going to guess, callout's probably going to be used here at, like, the janitor little elbow leading up to the site right here. This little banana area, and try to hold off that push, because it's a pretty nice choke point for a Clash to be able to use. More than likely he's going to need support from one other player to make sure he doesn't get pinched from stocks, but let's take a look and see how they're going to position the Clash.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to guess that Clash is going to go ahead and stay in closet, and the buddy system is definitely going to be used. If Clash is going to be able to waste a lot of utility and slow players down, along with the Ghoul Mines also slowing down players from Akatsuki, then, hey, it might be a really good strategy they're going to bring. This is something that I've never seen before, but let's see how it works out.
We've got Prophecy and the rest of the team. This is the entry squad working their way into square once again. A little bit of drone work here first, as they are going to be able to find at least one player sitting on the inside of meeting room. The Clash doesn't seem to necessarily be in this position, though, holding this angle, so it looks like she's actually watching for the pushes from those rappel windows that we'll sometimes see the attackers use here, and can also, obviously, kind of face check the rappel onto the main lobby area, where sometimes you get a few attackers hanging around trying to go for quick picks.
Yeah, so already, Skylight Stairwell, top square, is going to be fully dominated by Akatsuki, thanks to Benji. But with the barbed wire here, I'm wondering if this is where the Clash play is going to come in use, or are they going to wait until this wall is taken down from the hard breach to really bring out Clash? That's the question. Because if they do it before the wall gets taken down, you pretty much bottleneck them and you get all of the attention onto you and the hallway. But that's also if Stock is covered. But Prophecy found himself prone on top of a C4, and Grixer is going to go ahead and get the first blood.
Great stuff there. Nice little find from Obey. Definitely some great team intel coming out there. Possibly the cameras from the Valkyrie giving him that info right there in order to get that kill. But either way, an early pickup from Obey. Talon, though, is going to be able to change that right back around as he finds the trade onto Fozo, bringing us back down into a 4v4. Clash is also down to like a sliver of HP, so she probably got caught in the back for a couple of seconds there, but was able to turn around just in time to save her own life in that situation. But regardless, is going to have to be very careful about positioning that operator for the rest of the round.
Yeah, with Prod and Drip actually outside on Rappel right now, there's so much attention coming their way. Benji, he's in such a great position to go ahead and be a playmaker. Benji is playing solo right now in hallway, and with the drone play coming in, we saw the outline from somebody over at the end of Banana. Now, that engagement might be big, but I'm wondering, yeah. So Benji was actually called out, and Talon's going to go ahead and get the plant down. This is really early, considering the fact that we only have 40 seconds left in the game. But that time is going to go ahead and get reset. It's Talon. It's going to get the double kill now. So, how's the retake going to happen? It's going to be really hard with the fact that Drip was able to drop another player as well. But Forrest, holding a long angle, he's going to fall along with his teammate, Akatsu. They're going to win another round here on Attack.
Solid attack once again from Akatsuki, and Obey, seemingly as far as I can tell, just giving over way too much control towards Square. This on top of no real denial onto the primary site walls just made it very, very easy for Akatsuki to pop it open with their thermite and pretty much walk right in once they had counteracting window pressure. So
I'm trying so hard. Sorry, I'm trying so hard to pronounce his name right. Like Akatsuki.
That's what I think it is, right?
Akatsuki, yes.
That's how it reads.
I think I call it like Akatsu or something. I'm trying to. It's like a tongue twister when you're in those really fast moments.
And their issue is it's like Japanese, so it could be like pronounced completely different than we're reading it.
Apparently, this is like Naruto.
It's definitely a Naruto reference.
Okay, is it Naruto or Naruto?
I think it's Naruto.
I was more of a DBZ guy.
I didn't watch either.
Whenever we pick tellers and archives, there's going to be players up top. It's going to be all about how we're going to attack it. It's pretty basic, nothing too flashy. Strategy, game planning, and having intel from drones are going to play a huge role. but also with the lack of players downstairs on site, the attack that Benji can provide can be big. But Grixer is going to shut down Drip. Grixer is going to get a double kill. And Obey are off to an amazing start. Grixer getting a third.
Grixer just running he's all on the site too, I'm pretty sure. As he finds that second kill with the peek outside. Props, he's finally going to be able to trade with the Abinai, but at the moment, Grixer is single-handedly dominating the inside. The good news is he's down to just a sliver of HP remaining, so he'll more than likely die on his next peek. But
all right.
Still, the damage has already been done at this point.
Akatsuki, are they going to go ahead and win? I'm hoping I'm going to say right at least won this stream. But still.
You just keep coming up with like different ways to say it somehow.
You know, hey, clock is right twice a day, broken clock is, but Prophecy, they will get a double kill. Now this is looking like an even game. This is where Obey Alliance really have to buckle down because Maestro and Mozzie, they have like literally no health left. So, you know, Legion, he's going to be the only player that really is going to be able to get into fights and withstand a bullet. Oh. But Mozzie's going to be able to get a drop, so Grixer's going to fall. Great round by him nonetheless, but now it's going to be a 1v1. Prod is an absolute beast with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Wow, what? What? Vac? Prod is able to get the wallbang headshot to clutch out the round.
Just peeks it.
Prod is an animal.
It just goes in.
Prod from the Akatsuki clan is apparently...
That's it. What a weird round.
Well, what just happened? So Obey, they showed their dominance at the beginning of the game. Next thing you know, Team A.
All they do is kill Grixer, apparently.
Yes. That's insane. That was an amazing comeback and an amazing clutch by him. Proud as the man.
Like, great stuff from Grixer, right? Because Grixer ran all around the site. He got a kill from Square. He then changed it, went and got a kill over at the teller's desk. Then he went and I think got a kill over towards main stairs. Grixer was literally all over the place right there, picking up frags for his team. Problem was, as I said there, he ran out of health. He was down to like 5 HP. And even then, he still got one more by doing this really aggressive play out towards the actual teller's desk and hiding in a corner where they didn't expect him. But the rest of his team, unfortunately, wasn't able to find much that time. So Akatsuki just somehow traded their way back throughout the rest of the round there. Nicely done by them.
By the way, shout out to Nitsedge_19. He helped me out. It's Akatsuki.
Oh, so we've just been butchered.
Akatsuki. We've been saying this so wrong, Blue.
Close.
So Akatsuki.
Where's the U at?
Akatsuki is silent. That's exotic.
Yeah, I've never heard of a silent U before.
Akatsuki.
Right?
Hey, it's not our language, so who are we to judge?
Yeah, I suppose so.
So it's going to be the same site.
Apply, I suppose.
Yeah, so Obey, they're going to go to the same site, and rightfully so, because that round should have been theirs, but Akatsuki went ahead and, pulled the rug from right under him and pretty much bodied him in a scenario where they shouldn't have had a chance at winning at all. So, hey, this is going to be it. And also, by the way, shout out to Stokes in the chat. Stokes, can't wait to see you this weekend, man. Hurry up and get here soon.
We'll miss you. Well, we've got the members of... how do you say it again?
Akatsuki.
There's a U, like...
How are we supposed to know?
I'm waiting for the team with a Danish name to show up. Those are the really hard ones to pronounce.
That's going to be real fun.
There's a CSGO player who, no one can pronounce his name appropriately because apparently it's really weird in Danish.
But Benji, with a nice headshot to go ahead and take Mozzie out the game. So the intel that he can provide by hacking drones is going to be out of here. Yeah, he'll be able to hack drones, but he's not going to be able to go ahead and move, and mobility is going to be entirely gone. Also, with Mozzie being out the game, no nitro cell. No nitro cell at all. So people that are above you, which is pretty much a given on this site, they're going to have one less worry, one less thing to worry about.
That way, the good drone intel being gained. And once again, Akatsuki looking for an easy pinch onto this site. Not going to find it so easily this time, it seems, as they wrap themselves around. Oh, maybe Maestro going to take the bait on that door. By the way, that nade, yep, once again. Oh, no. 2 for 2 on nice nade plays, but they don't see the open hatch above them. As we see Christine moving in a little bit too quickly there, ends up getting picked off. That's going to bring us back down into a 4 versus 3 situation. Still an advantage to Akatsuki, but now they're working with an obstacle that wasn't an issue up until now.
Yep, Prodigy now moving right back upstairs. He's going to Naruto run right above the site, and he's going to go ahead and make plays. But as IQ, he's going to be solo pushing. Looking for a roamer. I wasn't able to see an X-ray yet. There's going to be a player upstairs. It's going to be, call-outs on the first floor still outside. But Abinai, he's going to be all alone. You hear the hard breach coming through, and it's going to be up to him to go ahead and win this fight.
They're checking the hatch so that they can try to push through because they want to try and shock value push onto Archives itself and get the kill that way. Abinai's able to hold his own, though, finds yet another pickup against Prod and eliminates the first player that was moving it to hunt him down. In the process, though, it's looking like Talon was able to work his way onto the site and could start the plant. Yeah, that was the problem, is they didn't have Abinai on it. Callout has repositioned him with the hard breach or the hard wall right behind him. There's going to be no easy way to take that out. He should be able to knock out the Evil Eye to at least make his movements a little bit less predictable, but the Nitro Cell's not going to be close enough to take him out. The Peak might, though. It'll knock it about 25 HP. He'll get behind a safe spot once again. The Maestro will actually fall back to the inside of Gold Vault. As you can see, he hasn't actually taken out that Evil Eye, so it'll come back online in just a second. He's pretty much out of time at this point anyway. Gonna have to make a push, and the player above the hatch will eventually finish him off. It's Abinai to finish off the round for Obey as they tie it up 3-3 at halftime.
They're warming up now. They're warmed up now. The first few rounds, Obey, I was like, oh my God, this is a good night, this entire map. Akatsuki was running all over him. But now, we have a game, Blue. 3-3, halves, halftime is here. Now the side's going to switch. And the first place we're going to go is Lockers and CCTV. Pretty common sight here because, I mean, we pretty much know where players are coming from. And if you apply a heavy roam game like we saw from Obey Alliance, you can stop the verticality from coming into play as the attacking team are going to go ahead and try to open up these hatches to make the plant that much easier. So, here it is. Kite is going to be here to slow things down from the hatches, but with Thatcher there, I mean, yeah, there's going to be no counter to that. Unless you kill him. Unless you kill him.
That's always a good counter, right?
Yeah.
So we do get the Cade in play this time for Akatsuki, so they are looking to actively deny the hatches a little bit more. That was an interesting part of Obey's defense, is they seemed, really against bringing any type of, like double reinforcement capability, so no mute jammers anywhere against walls. No bandit charges coming or bandit batteries coming in there at any point, and no K to double reinforce any of the hatches. And on at least a couple of rounds, that allowed for really easy access for Akatsuki, but they are looking to avoid that. So they're going to bring a little bit more of that capability to the table here in the basement starting off.
And Forrest is going to be the Ash main currently. So he's going to be 4-4, and if you're Ash main, your responsibility is to be that guy. You're supposed to frag all the way out. So I expect this stat line to go ahead and get a little boost. We're bringing in a double hard breach setup. Usually we see this on Clubhouse, but here on this map as well, it's definitely needed. You're gonna need Thermite down below to go ahead and open up that wall for CCTV, Maverick to work the open area hatches, and that makes things that much easier. But with drone play going in the server, we see barbed wire here, and now the roam presence is gonna be known.
That drone is somehow still alive right now as he's snuck it into the corner behind the barbed wire. It's a little bit of hidden in plain sight situation. Fozo, meanwhile, is looking for any roaming potential that might be lurking around the main stairs and open area as the rest of his team is getting ready to push in for square control, which they'll then, of course, work with the Ash on in order to get actual access to the server.
And the question is Forrest all alone down there in tunnel? Is he so his priority right now, he's going to wait for the clear to go ahead and happen on blue stairs maybe before he makes a push, or if he times it right, the pinch can happen at the right time. So it's going to be all about execution from this point on. But Fozo's going to do exactly what he needs to do as Maverick, and that's to get the easy job done. Opening up these hatches and open, and there's going to be no resistance at all coming in from the defending team.
I'll watch the feet there a little bit as he's popping that open just to make sure he doesn't get shot out, but they'll figure out how to get that open quite easily. The hatch going into server should also be opened up. In fact, that might have been the noise for it right there. Forrest now pushing in, trying to knock out, I believe, what should be the Jaeger sitting behind the servers. Actually, I think he just skated away. I could be wrong.
He's really exposed right now if a peek were to happen. No pixel peeks at all, and now he's in the back to make sure that pixel peek is going to be there, sort of. But Jaeger is going to hold down stairs. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was going to say, no, it's actually two holding this, because I didn't realize Jaeger had pushed up on his own before. So he's alone here, and then you've also got the Pulse sitting back now behind the server itself, too. So this is a really heavy hold here at the moment from Akatsuki.
Yeah, and Drip is being extremely aggressive with Pulse. He's going to get a kill, but the trade is going to happen immediately. Something that Obey has done so well with for these 3 wins that they currently have. And with the utility coming into play, just bad luck for Prophecy. He runs in, unable to call out exactly where the player was, and he falls immediately. Yeah, now the aggressive push is currently happening in the CCTV. Callout's going to jump right into action because time is running out. And the Toxic Babes isn't going to make their job any easier.
So we've got the wall opened up here, but again, as you were mentioning, time is not going to be in the favor of Obey anymore. But the manpower is, that's what's important. They've got a tiny bit of that hatch open. I don't know if Maverick was completely out of juice or not, but Either way, doesn't really have a whole lot of health left, and unfortunately, they don't really have the time to try and open up that hatch anymore. So another Toxic Babe going to go in and try to deny the push coming in from Server. There's quite a bit of damage, actually, that sneaks on the Prob there. I don't know where he ended up taking the DPS from, but he's going to panic through his Nitro Cell. There'll be a 1-for-1 exchange that brings us into a 2 versus 3, and this will open up the plant capability for Obey now. Benji also going to get pressured by Forrest from the inside of the lockers, but he successfully takes him down. So it looks like there was a successful flank that allowed for these guys to work in, and in fact, it's looking like the Maverick saved his remaining torch energy there in order to pop a couple of holes open in the sidewall and make this retake a lot more difficult. Very smart move by Fozo.
Yeah, this retake is currently in effect, and Prod has only a little bit of health, but with the long rotation above on first floor, we need to know what Benji's plans currently are, and he's going to go right over the blue stairs. He has a chance to drop down. Yep, Benji's going to get shut down because Call Out heard the footsteps. Now, this is a time where we have to get on the diffuser and Obey. They're going to frag out and go ahead and win a round.
Nice job from Obey. It seemed like time was going to get the better of them, but does not end up happening. Akatsuki got flanked out at the very end there. The player on the inside of lockers for Obey did massive damage and opened up the plant capability, allowing for the folks on Obey to take the lead for the first time in this matchup.
All right, Obey now in the lead. Can he go ahead and do it? Akatsuki, I almost said it wrong again. They've been in control for the majority of this series, and this is the first time they're actually going to be behind. So how are they going to answer from, how are they going to answer to go ahead and climb back up into the leaderboard, go ahead and take this win to tie it up and beyond. But we're going to go to lockers and CCTV once again. Obey had a really strong hold, actually. I really like what they were doing. I mean, they were applying a lot of pressure before Akatsuki even got on the site. By the time they did, it was pretty much like a panic. But Akatsuki actually almost overcame him with a flank coming in towards the whole garage hallway area. And that allowed, that forced a rotation to come all the way around. They were able to get the plant on Obey, and Obey, they were able to frag out. So, I mean, great job from them, and let's see how this is going to turn out. I really like Akatsuki's defense. It was actually really impressive.
So same site again for Akatsuki here to try and hold out against Obey. We'll see if it'll be a little bit more successful this time, as it was looking like they would have been able to hold it if not for that last-second push that ended up working its way in from Obey, I think on a flank in order to take those guys out. We've got Obey spawned out. I would expect a very similar approach for them since it worked. We've already got Forrest sitting on top of the sewer drop down there to work his way in through the tunnel, so he'll be taking the same approach as the last round, and it looks like the rest of the team also working their way in the back door to try and push to the inside of the server once again.
And as you and I, we talked about Romans for a whole 30 minutes before the stream even started. That's been pretty much the name of the game so far. Romans really saved the tails of the defenders time in and time out for both teams, actually. Only difference is Akatsuki was able to get the win, even though they had great presence and pressure off-site. But with the drone presence currently coming in, this is looking like, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, all 5 are going to be down below this time. But they're still going to have a server hold, which they did pretty okay with the last time around. Pretty
aggressive one at that, too, with at least 2, if not 3 players actively holding it right now. It's looking like it's 2, actually. They don't have another player up on the top of the stairs, as you sometimes see. But either way, just a little bit of prep work being done before the execute here, as they're going to use the Maverick to get the hatch open, leading in from the open area. Or a little small admin office, I suppose, actually, here. Take a little bit of damage as he drifts a tad too close to the electric walls. Ooh, he's got to be a little careful here, too. As he opens up more and more of them, it becomes a lot easier for him to get spotted if he's not watching his positioning, including right there as it pops open. He actually loses a little bit more, as I think he actually gets hit once again just before he backs away and goes just under 50 HP.
All right, here it is. A minute, 30 seconds left. All players left alive, but Maverick, he's going to have half health, but he was able to do his job correctly. But Forrest is going to be in server right now with the nice hold with the G36C. Is going to be able to pick up a kill yet, though, as we've seen Akatsuki go ahead and retreat away from that. Now with the drone play coming in, this is time when they go ahead and try to either fake out the utility from Akatsuki or frag out en route to getting the objective down.
So they know they've got the smoke sitting behind the reinforced wall, so he'll be, objective number 1 to try and deal with. And this is what Grixer's going to get on the angle for right now as his team busts open the wall leading into the site, allowing them to hopefully go for a plan here. It will be delayed, though, again, because the smoke is sitting back there, and he still has, as far as I know, all 3 of his gas grenades to try and delay this, which there goes the first one right now to stop the push.
All right, this is it. 40 seconds. This is go time, baby. Akatsuki, can you hold him back? You see a Toxic Babe currently in use. but it might not be enough.
The problem is Obey's going to expect the flank this time.
Yeah.
It's not going to catch them. And they started this push so late that I'm pretty sure the smoke can just time out on these gas grenades.
Yeah, there's still a good amount of time left to go and do this, so he's going to have to go ahead and attempt to do the plan and have his teammates. He's going to have to trust his teammates to have his back if players on the Akatsuki tries to go ahead and frag out. But Abinai, he's going to go ahead and drop Prophecy. Yeah, the kill's coming out now. The trade is there immediately, and Grixer's going to be on top of that. Make that yet another one for Obey. And the Alliance, they're going to come together and pull out the win. Such a great round and great execution. Time was really not in their favor for the fact that, they only had... all right, number one, there are a lot of players left on the board with a lot of utility. It was really unfortunate that that last Toxic Babe was thrown short. It wasn't going to affect the planner.
Yeah. It ended up being I think it was actually thrown a little bit too far, essentially, and that's what opened up the room for him to do it, as he was right on the edge there, and he was able to sneak it in. Ultimately, though, it seemed like Akatsuki had just a great hold on this one, but again, a couple of players taking peeks towards the end of it, taking fights that ended up going in the direction of Obey, who had a very patient hold right on the door. They were waiting for their opportunity to strike, and they finally found it again, and were able to take control of yet another basement attack as a result of that. We're going to see Akatsuki shift away from the basement as 2 rounds in a row. Definitely is not something they continue to press onward here, especially since Obey is only 2 rounds away from winning now. So they're going to head upstairs instead.
Yeah, so far USN here 2019 has been such a phenomenal thing. And seeing new people come to the scene and watching this game for the first time, since it's Traps in the chat, first off, I want to be the one to say welcome. I'm glad that you love what you see, this pretty phenomenal game right now between Akatsuki and Obey Alliance. And this is the first game in the semifinals to go ahead and try to make it to the finals tonight. These teams are trying to qualify for a phenomenal LAN that's going to be in Vegas at the end of the year. It was my first ever Rainbow Six Siege LAN where I was able to meet this beautiful community of ours and the casters and whatnot. I met Blue for the first time, and it's been a blast this year so far. We've seen a lot of teams qualify, 4 teams to be exact. There's 4 spots left. So now this is pretty much a nitty-gritty. We have stage 3 and also wild card left to go.
And most importantly, after tonight, there's only one more round of open qualifiers for the entirety of USN. This show right here will solidify our 6th team to go into a conference qualifier. There's 4 from each region, 8 total. So we've only got 2 more to figure out, and we're going to figure out both of those next week. Then the bracket is locked at that point for the 8 teams that will have already qualified. We'll split it into the regional brackets and play those out and get our 2 teams for stage 3. Wildcard is literally just a single bracket for each region. It's these cups here that we play on Tuesdays and Thursday, but it just plays to the winner, and the winner will go directly to LAN, skipping the entire conference qualifier process.
So now that we're in stage 3, wildcard Blue is going to be chaotic. It's literally going to be a slugfest. Everyone's going to be squirming, trying to get into those last spots. So now is really important because you do not want to wait until the qualifiers are almost over to try to make it into LAN. So these matches are getting more intense. And by the way, these are best of ones. When they play for LAN, when they're locked into that final bracket, it is a best of 3. Really fun stuff. But already, Forrest is moving in really fast. Yeah, it almost gets taken out almost immediately as well.
Abinai is going to be able to strike first here for Obey. Forrest spamming in on the G3. Going to be able to find his first pickup against Benji. That leaves us down into a 5 versus 3 situation. Finally, Prophecy is going to be able to strike back from Akatsuki, but Obey is coming in guns blazing quite literally on this round, and at the moment it's working for him. They've got it down, only really 1 player, and there you go! Grixer with a nice catch on the final 2 players. Obey frag their way through a round in near record time. Beautiful stuff from them.
Big Daddy Grixer dominating on IQ, and that's what you love to see. I really love the aggression coming in from Obey Alliance, okay? They went in immediately, and, a lot of attention was on the Ash player, which was Forrest over on stairs, and that really opened things up for the IQ player to go ahead and pretty much dominate. Was that 3 or 4? It was 3?
I think it was 3.
3?
For Grixer,
yeah.
Right?
So, Obey, this is match point. You win this, you move on to the finals to play Bruh, okay? Akatsuki, I try to say that in a serious tone. Yeah. Akatsuki, you know what? They're going to have to be perfect. If they win the next 3 rounds, we'll go to overtime. Once we go to overtime, it is a best of 3 after that. So now, hey, you got to put all your cards on the table and go ahead and try to win this.
Okay, well, let's see here. Akatsuki going back to the basement once again. They now need to run 3 rounds straight. So far, mind you, if you haven't been following, they haven't been able to win a single round on defense yet. So this is going to be a very tough ask for them. After they had such a great start, too. I'm pretty sure this is, I think this is 6 rounds in a row from Obey at this point, actually.
Yeah, you're actually correct. So, let's see. This bottom site has been clearly a fan favorite between everybody on this team. It's still great stuff by Akatsuki so far. I've seen great plays from Benji, Talon, and the rest of these players. But no, now is where you're going to have to show up. Now is where you're going to have to be that highlight reel. But not just a highlight reel, but a great teammate. We know how to attack this site, but it's all about textbook gameplay, doing it right. And I wonder if Prod is going to be a roamer this time around. Yeah, Prod is losing his mind. He's like, yeah, we gotta win 3 straight.
I think he messed up that camera toss, and he's like mad about it. I think he tried to get it on the edge of the window. And
that's him tilting.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Because I can't tell if the camera actually landed on the windowsill or not. By the way, though, we've got, well, Obey actually going to take a page out of Akatsuki's book.
Oh, no, they can do this. Look at the amount of roamers and players on site.
Akatsuki's not watching it, but they do catch the first kill this time. Grixer, though, right back into fragging power. They've also already got Lockers access, by the way. Drip's going to find a double for himself, and we're down to only now 1 player left standing for Obey, however, as it's all on call-out. Once again, this attack just gets culled right from the start. And everything will be on call-out to pull off a 1v4. He does have Diffuser in hand, but unfortunately, if he runs this direction, they are all set up to stop this now, as you can very well see.
Call out, just drop your mouse. There's no way you're going to go ahead and overcome this. Okay,
oh,
maybe. Keep peeking him like that, Prod. You might give him a chance.
Honestly, I'd throw the question marks out on that one, too.
So this is a case where it's like, all they have to do is just sit back now.
Because Doc saw him like 3 seconds before. So I don't know why the Valkyrie is trying to throw a Nitrous on that far. Oh, he gets another one?
Okay.
This is winnable now.
Now, if Obey wins this way, there's no shot. It's winnable. It's entirely winnable.
All right, that drone's a little bit off the mark for being useful, unfortunately. Let's see.
Okay.
He's typing something, I think. Oh,
yeah, winnable.
No, that wasn't him. That's Prod. It's his teammates typing him up right now.
There's a crossfire set. So once he passes...
He's a little bit quicker on the trigger.
There's going to be a player on his right as well. So it's going to be all about the bait and switch if they're going to be able to go ahead and do that.
He's like, come on out.
Look how much time is actually left as well, and they're still peeking him. Oh, no! No! Call out! He's going to get the triple! Okay. A whole minute left. He can do this. There is no shot he's going to be able to win this.
Winnable.
The plan's going down, and Prophecy is not going to be able to stop him. Okay, he's going to stop the plan. The fake was there.
Oh, he's got a soft wall. He doesn't know it, though.
No!
Do it! Do it! What are you doing? Do it!
Do it!
Oh, no, now he's going to wrap on him, though. He doesn't realize this is... Wait, hold on. Call out. He's caught it. Maybe wrapping out into the open. He's got the angle. Call out! I can't believe it. He wins it on the 1vx. The chat goes wild. And we will see Obey Alliance run a 7-round streak to victory and send them onward to their final match to play against Bruh.
Blue! What the hell was that?
A 1v4 literally from spawn. What a god. What a god.
And it's stall. And it's stall.
Well, there you have it. Not much more to say besides that. That kind of speaks for itself, Billy. Just 1v4.
What do you even say after that?
From Garage.
What do you say? What?
By far the weirdest round of Siege I have ever seen.
So Team Weave got slapped up. And, yeah, that was a 1v4 to go ahead and win. 1v4, and you're in Garage, and there was a crossfire setup. Yeah.
Let's take a look at some more of that as we'll take a look at our full match replays. I'm sure that 1vx will be in there somewhere. And this is another part of it, too, that Obey kept having issues with. This honestly seemed like it was going to be an Akatsuki game very easily at the start. They were finding so much utility frag potential. You can see Obey starting to get a little bit of it, as well as, well, we had Akatsuki also attempt that very same attack on the midst of their attacking side, of which it did not go, well, I guess as well as it did for Obey. But at the same time, Obey also got crushed attempting it, but somehow just won it in a 1v4 anyway. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Blue, have you ever seen some some stuff like
To be fair, like we had that round for Prod too, right?
No,
Where it was
that-
like the same thing ultimately.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he got an Eddie headshot to go ahead and win that, but it's like that, like, should never, ever happen. Like,
Not from Garage anyway.
Hackers have located
like,
a bomb.
like my heart is still pounding, John. My heart is pounding. Like, okay, that was intense. When he killed Prod, I'm like, okay, you know, Prod, you're a stupid head. Good push, you die. All right, so now your team's gonna go ahead and pick up the win. And we saw him flick the mouse around with the exothermic charge in the air. He's like, you know, why not?
10 seconds to go.
And okay, so when he was in the 1v2 and he killed that first guy, where was the refrag? He hid behind the wall. He hid behind the wall. That if he pressed to peek left, he would have seen him and he would have got that win.
He was like all the way to red hole, I think, at that point. Or actually, no, I think he was in the site when that first duel happened. So they didn't even really have a crossfire as far as I could tell. It was just the single player, and they knew he was potentially going there like 100%.
That's my favorite clutch in USN.
The only thing that would have thrown them off and justify having the Jaeger in a different position is the fact that there was a lot of time left on the clock. So they maybe thought he rotated and tried to go down server. But even then,
I need a trash.
he peaked it relatively quickly.
He peaked it extremely fast.
There was only like a 10 to 15 second gap between the fight he took and then the actual peek into the site.
Why are they challenging that fight? You know what? We're going to go ahead and ask the winning team what they even thought about that. Let's go ahead to an interview. Abinai.
Hey.
Abinai. First off, I see the poster in your background. Dragon Ball Z over Naruto, right?
Yeah, gotta rep. Gotta rep.
Gotta rep. We know.
For real.
We know.
Yep.
So congrats on your win. Abinai.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, the chat's wondering, God is wondering, everyone's wondering, what was happening in that entire clutch scenario in the last round? Can you break it down for us, the comms?
So we were honestly just laughing. Like we didn't really have that much intention of winning the round because it was a 1v4. So like we were just laughing, carrying on, and then like it became like a 1v3, 1v2, then a 1v1, and then like we're like, wow, he can actually like win this. And
Yes.
then once he won it, we just went crazy. It was awesome. Great job to call out. He just went insane and won that. It was insane.
So why did you even do the garage push in the first place? They tried it against you when they were on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, on attack. And you guys did
Yeah,
it back. Was it like a meme?
Sort of. We kind of hit the garage push because we were trying to like try to do it correctly, and then like we could be able to say like, oh, that's how you do it or something like that.
Okay.
We were just kind of hitting it to like just do it and then get it over with. But then like when he won that 1v4, it just went crazy.
That's how you do it. That's exactly the way you're supposed to do it. The chat went crazy. I went crazy. It was my favorite clutch. It is my favorite clutch of all time in Rainbow Six Siege now. So
Really, yeah.
Congrats with that. You're going to the finals, and you have one more game to win before you enter into the best of 3 bracket. How important is it for you to go to the USN finals later this year in Vegas?
It'd be huge. It'd be my first LAN for any like esports
Shut
event.
up.
So yeah, it
What?
would. So it'd be huge for me just to be able to get the experience to even play at a LAN. It'd be awesome, honestly.
Have you ever gone to a LAN to spectate?
No, I haven't. I've never gotten the opportunity.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna let you know now. Even if you don't win, I wish you do, but even if you don't win,
Yeah.
USN 2018 was phenomenal. I hope you guys make it. I hope you have your first LAN experience as a player.
Yeah.
And I want to wish you good luck in the finals. Any last words to the chat that literally just saw the clutch go down?
No, I love all the supporters. Everybody's so supportive. It's awesome. Thank you to all the fans and everything.
All right, Abinai, I love you guys, man. Good luck in the finals, and hopefully I'll see you at the end of the night.
Yep. Hopefully I do. Have a good one.
Take it easy.
You too.
Well,
How do you like? There's nothing you can say to really like justify like the amount of greatness and epicness that happened in
Yeah.
this game.
we're going to have to see
Yeah.
now if they're going to be able to make their way through, of course, and obviously if they'll be able to push their way through all the way to LAN. What a story this would make now after that interview right there. But we usually, as usual, have to pick our MVPs for this match. Well, that was a very impressive clutch at the end. My overall MVP for this matchup is going to Grixer, who did a really great job, in my opinion, in a lot of the mid-round exchanges. Also, I think was acting as the entry a lot of the time, I'm pretty sure. I'm curious to see if the stats will show that here for him as well, because he should have a pretty good record. I mean, 2-1, yeah, it's not terrible. it's pretty good for him as well because he ends up with a 12-6 record overall. And like I said, I think he was quintessential, far more than that 70% cost suggests to winning quite a few of the rounds for his team.
And to piggyback off of what you said before I go to my MVP, yeah, he did a lot on entry, but it was the 2K and the 3Ks that came behind that.
Yeah.
So that's what made it, that much bigger. My MVP, I mean, it's gonna be
of course.
What Callout was 4-4. He was 4-4 before that clutch. My man ended at 9-4, and no, he was 5-4. But still, he was phenomenal, and that clutch, that was the greatest. You gotta go to him. Even if he was the worst player on the team, he deserves it. That's my MVP, and I want to see if he can pull that again in the next game. But let's go ahead and take a look at the total stats right now. Yeah, Grixer really did dominate that game.
Yeah, Grixer doing fantastic work. Prodigy following him somewhat closely behind, but unfortunately not enough in order to pick up the overall win there, as he had good results in the beginning, and I think we saw him and quite a few of the other members of Akatsuki start to fall off as we got towards the end of that first half and into the beginning of the second half. Overall, though, Obey remained strong, and players like Grixer were able to turn it up towards the end of the match in order to secure the win for them. We'll see the final overall match stats here on the two sides as well, where you can see Obey definitely took the lead in the kills department. Openers, and again, this just shows how close the game was at the start. Well, it's, how seemingly Akatsuki-sided the game was at the start. Anyways, the openers were pretty much identical, but the clutches and the plants, excuse me, I pointed the wrong way. Clutches and the plants go to Obey's advantage. And with that, along with a very obvious kill advantage, they are able to take the edge on this match.
Yes, and also an MVP is definitely going to be Grixer, not Rex, and I apologize. Typo. It's still early in the morning over here in Poland. But yeah, it's definitely Grixer. Hopefully Grixer can keep up that flame, because outside of Grixer really dominating on opening pushes, I would say they were pretty dry outside of that. He was really the playmaker, the X factor for the team. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the first game of the day. Remember, the very first semifinal game was a DQ. So that means that Bruh went straight to the finals. Bruh is going to face off against Obey at the other side of this break. So we'll see you guys soon.
for this final matchup is going to be, let's get something new. Okay, Cafe.
It's new today.
Border, Coastline, and Villa banned out by Obey. Bank, Clubhouse, and Consulate banned out by Bara. So we'll end up on Cafe once again.
Cafe has a higher pick rate, and Cafe is actually one of the least picked teams in North American Pro League. One of the most picked teams over here in USN.
Yeah, it is the least picked map over there, but for some reason it's like the second most picked here for some reason.
I guess it's because it offers a lot of freedom to these teams.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do whatever they want. So I mean, that's what makes it pretty attractive in the map pool.
Newer map as well. So I
Yeah.
guess teams are kind of like playing into the somewhat unpredictability of the fact that it's new. Like I said, it's more like a old map with a new paint job kind of.
Right.
They
Right.
changed the layout of it. And to be fair, it was like pretty significant changes. I don't want to underscore that at all. And it's definitely changed the way that a lot of the sites are played. But ultimately, it is a map that's been in the pool before. So if it is for the unpredictability factor, I don't think it's going to work as much as teams are hoping it is. So
The unpredictability factor, I mean, we've seen a few more changes. Like, we're seeing a lot more heavier roam play whenever the site is on the third floor. We see a lot of Mozzie. We see a 2-roamer setup down below now, usually, that we see at a higher level. So I'm wondering if teams in a Tier 2 scenario are going to go ahead and adapt that feature to their strategy. But, you know, time will tell.
Time will tell indeed, and time will get us into this match in just a couple of seconds, folks. We are just waiting for the last couple of players to join up into the lobby, and then we are going to be good to start this matchup and see who goes through into the East Coast Conference qualifiers. They will be team number 3 to make it, and we'll have only one more slot open. We'll be figuring out both theirs and the West Coast slot next week. You've heard what we think of this matchup, though. Now it's time to see what you guys at home thought and who's going to win this one. 73% favoring Obey to take the edge on this one. Only 27% think that Bruh is going to take it.
I'm actually more shocked at the fact that Bruh got 27%, especially against Obey Alliance. So, yeah.
They got a little bit of cred here in USN, and
They
they got a cool logo.
LeBron is a popular dude, though. So, I mean, these people know these guys.
They've got an entertaining logo.
Yes,
To be honest, I would vote for them just for the logo.
Yes, I like the ZQE name. It was fun saying that while I was casting. We've seen a lot of meme names and icons lately, so that's one of my favorites. I also like Banana Boat Crew last week.
Yeah. Well, that was actually just 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
So
Really fun.
Teams get creative with the names and the logos here.
A lot of action here at USN so far, and just a reminder, make sure you go ahead and sign up for the wild card. And I'm giving away money. Like, I can't stress this enough. Actually, like, submit the clips right now. Like, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Do it. What's that commercial where the guy wants you to go to college again? A while back? You young kids might not know it. He's like, what are you doing? You're just sitting on your couch anyways, doing nothing.
I know the ones that would air at like 2 in the morning.
That was like, one of them, yeah.
That was like the website that had changed its name every like 3 months or something like that.
I am over.
I remember that one.
I'm over 2 when it comes to memes on the broadcast. I did it yesterday at Kicks. Like, he didn't know the Will Smith in the living room meme, where he's looking around to an empty living room.
Oh yeah, no, I know that one. Yeah,
Right.
It's from Fresh Prince. Yeah.
I'm digging deep in for these memes, so I'm going to make them more mainstream for you guys. But yeah, we have a really good matchup. This is the finals, best of 1. So, and Obey pull it out again. We'll see. For an org coming into this scene, this is what you really want to see, though. I mean, it makes you feel really good about this roster that you're picking up. Hey, they played in the first qualifier under your name. They did extremely well, but they lost. Okay, that sucks. L's happen. You come into it this time around, you're in the finals. You have a chance to qualify. Like, that's big.
Got a very big chance to qualify, but you are going to have to go up against some pretty big players. Here on the East Coast, we've already got quite a few teams that have made it through, including, if memory serves me correctly, Dark Zero and Parallax currently have the 2 slots here in the East Coast that are going to be going, not against each other necessarily at the start of the bracket, but will face off amongst these guys and the other teams that qualify here tonight. So here we go. We get the cow and the tire. They're not ZQWE anymore, so they need to update that one.
That's a high-quality picture of a cow, though.
Yeah, with a tire attached to it, seemingly.
Why is the cow in the tire? Was that photoshopped?
No, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's real.
Oh, the producer said that's a tired cow.
Oh.
I like that.
I get it.
All right.
Man, some shade there for Fozo.
Good luck, friends from LeBron.
And Foza.
Yes. All right, so let's see what's going to happen. First off, Thatcher's going to be banned. That's a common ban on this site. Taking out Jackal as well, like we said. The unpredictability theme when it comes to roamers and whatnot, they want to keep it fresh. And what better way to keep it fresh than take away great operators that can hunt them down just by following their footsteps?
Other bans should be coming out pretty shortly here as we get the 2 defender bans out of the way. More than likely going to be Mira and either Maestro or Echo. If we follow the normal trends, there's Mira. And now we're just waiting for the other one. See if they want to. We haven't really had any crazy like off-meta defender bans on this
It's
map.
gonna be like Maestro.
Yeah, I think this map's pretty much followed all the trends. Nothing crazy happening here. But let's see. What do we get? Yeah, Echo. So.
That's so weird, man. Echo Maestro. Who would you ban in this sense?
No, this is exactly who you'd want to ban, I think, on this map. Thatcher is one that I might swap out just because I like the comfortability of having Thatcher. Honestly, the game gets way too difficult without Thatcher for me half the time, so I actually get really annoyed when people ban Thatcher in unranked games.
Really?
Yeah. Because it just makes it's like there's 30 extra steps you have to go through.
It's like, dang it, man.
So you either gotta have a Twitch drone and then somehow get the Twitch drone in to knock out all the batteries and stuff. Or,
Now I gotta go downstairs with the IQ.
and then you gotta have a Zofia that knows what they're doing and can actually position the charges correctly, which in unranked is rolling the dice on that one.
You play unranked?
Yeah.
Do you play ranked?
I only play ranked if I got a stack, and I haven't gotten anyone to stack with this season. So
What's your rank right now?
it's unranked.
Is that
I haven't played any of my placements yet.
play with me in Stokes?
I'm waiting to get people to play with.
Play with me in Stokes.
Yeah.
I have a stack.
'Cause every time I play solo, I get placed silver. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't want to be that low again.
I'm finally a plat 2. I'm working my way to the top, slowly but surely. For everybody in chat that says, oh, Veli's a copper. No, your mama. Veli's a plat now, okay? He's working his way up in. Yeah. I'm trying to be good.
Highest I've ever gotten, I think, is gold 2. I think solo anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. So, here it is now. Bruh going against Obey, and Obey, they're going to start off on defense. Take a look at the attacking operators. Twitch is going to be in. We've seen a really high pick rate on Twitch, by the way. She's been replacing Ash.
You kind of have to in this situation when Thatcher's been up, right? Because you need some way to get rid of, Electric Claws in this case.
But even in general, though, even on other maps, such as Consulate and whatnot, Twitch isn't really a necessity. And, they've been using her as the entry fragger. But with that F2 and a high rate of fire, why not?
The utility can still be incredibly useful, especially if Mozzie's not being used by the defenders too much. And, she's got the F2. So the F2 kind of speaks for itself. It's kind of taken over the G3 6C as that crazy fragger gun that a lot of people can use. And, fastest fire rate in the game, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly. Makes it a very, very capable weapon. And it still has an ACOG on it, so a lot of people like it.
Yes, now, with the drone clear coming in. Okay, the drone was immediately shut out, but with the drone clear coming into the 3rd floor, that's going to be the point of focus for the attacking team. Bruh, they're going to want to jump down to Christmas or Piano, whatever you want to call it. And first thing they're going to work towards is that hallway leading over to White Stairs. And dropping down the red hatch is going to be a necessity. So making sure that that's open as well is going to be a big move.
Bro will end up losing, I believe, their 2nd Twitch drone here as it is thrown, or rather driven into the inside of a jammer. Bit of a complex setup there, so I don't think that Bro was able to catch on to that. So they end up losing their other Twitch drone here. Oh, and Anthony is going to lose his normal drone to the exact same mute jammer, I'm pretty sure. So quite a bit being picked up here by the mute on Obey Alliance.
All right. Here it is, moving in already. You see Sledge working his way over. All right, a little bit of pre-fire coming in through that wall. He's playing with danger over there behind that reinforcement. But Forrest almost had a player right in the sights. But reloading because 30 bullets just ain't enough. He's gonna get more than double that.
How about that reload time anyway? How do we say about that? Need the solid 82 bullets or whatever that it has at max capacity. And he is going to be playing into that new kind of spot that we see Maestro play into. So often I just started calling it Maestro's spot because he's pretty much always there.
Yeah.
It's a very safe position, and you usually need White Stairs control and someone on window repel, or you just need a surprise with the window repel, take that player out. Grixer off to a hot start again as he finds Wimpy with I believe a below floor nitro cell.
Yeah, so Sophia's going to be out of play, but it's going to be big, especially with the lifeline. There's so much you can do with that, with the soft breach and also the concussion that comes along with it. Wow, Kaid is going to get immediately dropped. Anthony was able to make the play. So now they're being able to extend their push to apply a lot more pressure over here in front of Bar. But the pings are going to come through, and Fozo is going to have a player in his sights. But his sights are going to be taken away immediately due to the flash, and the gunfight would have been lost by him as well. That's going to be 3 straight for Bruh.
Forrest is going to be iced out as well here now, and that leaves only Grixer in the fight. He will catch Levon trying to move his way in on the window repel, but ultimately he will fall a few seconds later. Ravs finishes things off for Bruh, and they take control of the opening round.
Obey Alliance had the warm-up last game, but it's not showing. Bruh, they came in hot. Look like they've been ready, able to go ahead and dominate on the attacking round. And thanks to Anthony. Anthony has been the man with the plan, able to come in with an entry frag and being able to answer with another kill after that. Even though Wimpy did fall fast, they didn't need him or the utility that Zofia is able to apply when pushing the site. But imagine if Wimpy's there as well. Is Bruh able to go ahead and do it again, especially due to the fact that we're going to go to the exact same site. Now, I don't believe a 6-pick is going to come through with all blue.
No, it's not looking. No, we have them both actually.
Oh,
they
all right, Legion.
Twitch and they 6-pick a Legion in, so we get them both there.
I like it.
It's a bit risky though, we're swapping out the IQ, but again, we've got Echo's banned right now, and this on top of just general predictability as to how the defense is going to play this again, I think removes the need for the IQ in this situation.
So another hold, and in regards to defense, there was just a lot that Obey didn't do. There wasn't a lot of pressure coming in from that doorway right in front of white stairs. You see it at the bottom of your screen, and also the Maestro play wasn't really that effective either. Bro was able to go ahead and dominate behind bar as well, going into freezer, so that was really a high point for him. Let's see if they can go ahead and continue, but I really love the sledge play coming in from Ant. I mean, yeah, the hammer didn't really mean too much, but it was just the strong gun that he's able to provide to go ahead and get these frags and win these one-on-one gunfights. I really love the utility play coming in from him as well. Usually, you see players throw a flash or two in a specific area or do a doorway, and they never push behind it. But this guy, Anthony, he had a plan. He did it, he executed correctly, and he was rewarded for it, so he earned it.
Interesting part of Obey's setup now, and this may explain as to how Bro got some easier frags earlier on in the round, is the fact that one of the bathroom walls leading into the freezer is actually left unreinforced, and that opens up a potential dual angle that I'm pretty sure Bro was able to use in the last round in order to pick up the kill on Arcade and then kind of leverage things from there. So they're finding ways to work their way in, because Obey is trying to play slightly more aggressively and unfortunately is paying the price for that.
Oh, all right. So LeBron already at a disadvantage. I wonder if he even has a shock drone left. One immediately got shot out. And the shock drone, really important, especially when it comes to getting rid of the goo mines, the ADSs that are currently set by Jaeger, and also the mute jammers.
We are going to see LeBron just end up running into a goo mine here. So he'll take quite a bit of damage from that as he's dropped down. Inside. Well, just a little bit, actually. Ultimately, though, the rest of the team still going to be in position to start trying to work towards an execute relatively soon. The flashes, actually, two of them end up banking off the top, so definitely not wasting them as much as they wanted to. Either way, though, Affected is also going to be able to get into position here on top of red stairs, pop open their way into Christmas, and allow for the team to start getting into position to hopefully knock down the freezer walls as well.
So a drone is going to go ahead and watch the respective flank over there on red stairs, and Wimpy is in such a great position, so the concussion currently coming out. I wonder if he's going to make a play or no. Now we know. So people are going to be watching that angle. So it's going to be up to him to see if he can go ahead and get a pick or two. There's going to be a player right to the left side of that soft destruction. So is patience going to pay off for him, or is he going to get a little bit antsy and try to peek it to hold off the attackers?
Spam coming in. A few of these players here to try and catch anyone from the defensive side, but at the moment, not really catching much. LeBron even just goes for a little bit of hip fire there, but again, it's going to come out short as he kind of just panic sprayed when he saw an enemy. He'll lose a little bit more HP from that and the goo mine that he steps in once again. And we're running into the issue where, again, yeah, that's Obey, unfortunately over-peaking from that wall, thinking they can win the duel. They actually give the victory over to Levron, and now that potential bathroom angle is opened up, assuming it was left unreinforced, as we were seeing in the prep phase.
Yep, and Anthony, the hot gunner from last round, is still going to be left alive, and the hard breaches are going to be successful. What else is successful is going to be Wimpy this time around. Even though he was a victim of the first blood last time, he's able to pull out a nice, efficient kill. And with the spray barely missing Kai's head, he whips out the SMG and bodies him. Great play from Anthony. The guy cannot be stopped. It's currently a 4v, make it a 4v0. Bruh, they're going to win their second round on Attacker on Cafe. Whew. That's hard to do, and that's actually extremely impressive.
Anthony's somehow working his way through like the gauntlet right there, man. Having to dodge like 2 to 3 different players, it seemed, with the spray coming in, and still ends up surviving at the end of the round. Really impressive stuff from him. Impressive attacks from Bruh overall here. And it's not even that it's that impressive strategically wise. It's Obey taking quite a few duels that they may not necessarily have to, on top of Bruh's just raw aggression right now. That's winning them a lot of these situations.
Bruh. So we've seen a hot hand on Anthony for the last 2 rounds. And Levron, even though the shock drone play wasn't highly successful, he was able to go in and do work with the F2. We saw Wimpy go ahead and get some revenge from the first round, getting a kill on his own. And Obey, the one thing that's really solid on their end, they're grouped up at all times. So the refrags are swift. You'll love it. But Obey, they're going to go ahead and give up on the third floor. We're going to take it downstairs now. So we're going to see if the attack coming in from back freezer or bakery is going to work out for Brett.
Located by attackers.
So pretty standard setup here as far as the kitchen is going to be concerned. That hole being left open. You see a couple teams choosing to do that so they can just extend their roaming presence a bit more. Sometimes that wall on the right's going to be reinforced, but it's looking like Obey's just going to leave the whole thing open, which, you know, has already been an issue for them if you judge it from the reinforcements they had on the upstairs site. So this is a bit dangerous, but again, it's not out of the ordinary, so they should know how to play into this appropriately.
So the roam presence from Fobo is going to be upstairs, and Grixer's going to be accompanying him as well. There is a Legion, which is going to slow down the attack, and I wonder if he's going to play... he's playing over on the side near bar at the moment, but there is a ping, so he must have been called out almost immediately by Bruh.
I'm going to be careful as he moves up. Won't be catching any runouts this time, though. Obey staying nice and safe with their positions on the third floor.
I like
primarily. I think they got maybe one or two roamers on second. Levon's going to be able to actually spot the Mozzie as he dodged that pest he saw right at the corner there. So he's able to get his position on lock and more than likely make him change his spot.
Yeah.
Anthony on now the hunt to try and take out that Mozzie.
Now, this is going to be a really good defense if they're going to be able to stall for more time. Now we're pushing the 2-minute mark. There's going to be two hard roamers all the way on the top floor. So, Bruh, they only not have to just kill them, but they're going to have to get all the way down to the bottom, win the hard breach battle, and then try to get the plan down or kill the remaining members on the defending team. So it's going to be all up to how Anthony and possibly Levron are going to be able to go ahead and answer to... Actually, there's a roamer on the second floor as well. So they're spreading it out. They're spreading it out big time.
Trying to delay as much as possible, and so far they have done that, but this is another match where that's not necessarily going to win you a round, as Bruh have already executed under pressure 2 different times and won it. So it's seeming as though a time limitation does not necessarily immediately translate to a win. It's a very unfortunate missed opportunity from Bruh right there, as they were nearly able to take out the player inside of the train, but couldn't give the angle appropriately through those very pesky metal bars, so that player will stay alive, at least for now.
Fozo still alive, holding it down over here on the second floor, and he is going to be accompanied by Grexer, who's in the room on the side of him. But Levron's going in for the kill, but the refrag is there. Great job by Grexer shutting down Levron. But still, that shows you the refrag potential is going to be dominant with this team. But there's less than a minute left. There's not enough time to get downstairs and really have time to slack. So when it's 2v1 in the bait and switch, the pre-fire was effective. Wimpy is going to go ahead and take out 2. Wimpy is awoken ever since he died early the first round, and I love it.
A crazy 3-man push to knock out the roamer there. They're taking no chances on making sure that he came out of that one with a multi-kill. And there we go. Now that some of the real estate's being opened up into the site, we can start to see the easier access to knocking down those walls, hopefully. The problem is, though, yeah, they're taking out this utility. They don't really have the time to actually get these walls open, though. Callout's going to find one with a below-the-floor C4 toss. They're now going to be able to open up their way into prep, but they've got to push it immediately. There is 10 seconds left, and they probably don't have great drone intel either. A nice find from Affected, but he's now the last one standing in a 1v1 situation here. We do have the Maestro drones up, or the Maestro eyes up and ready to go, and that's going to open up the opportunity for Abinai to close this out and finally put Obey onto the board.
Obey able to clutch it out in a 2v3 scenario. You had 2 players coming in from Bakery and one in the back. That was the objective player. Obey, they were able to shut down 2 of the players, and Bruh, taking one out the way, left in the 1v1, and thank God for the Evil Eye. That was enough to give Fozo enough intel on where that last player was. He had the drop, and he was able to get the kill. That's going to be Obey's first round, by the way. We're going to take it to the second floor. So the third floor, not as effective, losing 2 rounds straight. You take it down over the first. You win that. Why not take it to the second? As long as you stay away from the third floor, I think they just might be okay.
So we will get into this. 6 pick onto a buck from Levon there, as he's not having the best of luck on this Twitch right now. Just like from the utility side of things, we're not really catching all that much with the drones, and then I don't think he's finding the impact he likes, or he's not finding the impact that I think he needs to from the F2 itself. So just going to trade out to the Buck, where obviously on a map like this where we've got a load of top-down play, there's going to be a lot more room for him to actually find usefulness.
You know, it was pretty unfortunate that LeBron was able to capitalize with Twitch, because over in the second round, I really loved his pushes with her. But pretty decent stat line so far. He's going to go over and switch to Buck. But Buck is going to be more useful, even though Anthony has been on Sledge every single round. For the Cali is going to come into play, whether he's on top or underneath, with the skeleton keys. And not only that, I mean, Buck has 2 frag grenades and an amazing rifle to top it off. He has a tool set.
5 seconds to insertion.
Got the extra frag grenades coming into the play now as well, so that's going to open up hopefully a few more opportunities for Bruh to clear things out. They're not struggling on it, but obviously those bumps in the road there of clearing up the roamers, mainly in the previous round, stopped them from having the time needed to properly execute and win out that round as they expected themselves to be able to do. So this time, adding the extra utility along with the extra soft destruction is hoping that is going to be enough for them to be able to do easier work of that. As we have moved on to the second floor, so we still have to deal with the roaming presence. You can see players like Abonai up here inside of the freezer upstairs, but it's still going to be a very similar process as to how we saw the guys on Bruh execute in the previous round.
Abonai already taking a little bit of hit to his health, but Abonai might be droned out almost immediately, because we've seen how aggressive Bruh has been dropping down onto the 3rd floor. And with Wimpy is watching the rotation to run away, so if he happens to try to get away, it's going to be an instant death, and he just might see it as there's a player right underneath that window. But the frag grenade isn't going to connect, and now we're pushing the 2-minute mark. The roam presence has Bruh a little bit held back right now, but the drones are going to help him out, and there's going to be, both of the players are pretty long distance away from each other right now, so the refrag potential can be there. Yeah, now they're starting to hold hands. You love to see it.
He'll be getting himself in position to try and move in towards the main cafe itself, and drone work being done to figure out where exactly these roamers are positioned. They'll find the Maestro. I think there's a second one grouped up with him too. Either way, Anthony's going to try to chuck one of his frag grenades, and it'll be a little close to that drone and also off the mark to actually find a kill. Abonai will still remain in position on that. The Legion also now takes up a mark on White Stairs.
Yeah, Legion has taken about 3 steps since the players were able to get onto the 3rd floor. And Abonai able to shut it down, but 2 straight kills from Bruh as they continue to be dominant so far this map, despite Obey winning the last round. But the explosion was off its mark, and the Sledge is already doing work reconstructing the soft floor underneath him. Wimpy is going to be prone.
It's a bit of an awkward angle.
Yeah, your feet are poking out, so it's not the most, discreet spot. But he's still looking to go ahead and get fracked. He's still left alive, and as long as Ophia is live, everything is good for you.
Well, 50 seconds left, so again, Bruh are going to find themselves short on time for the execute. Sledge currently trying to work through everything he can upstairs in order to open up the angle. Not going to open this hatch here. Actually might have given him purview onto the Legion, but it doesn't look like he's going to check it to actually confirm that. 30 seconds left on the clock here now, and Bruh is no closer to actually executing. They still have their thermite upstairs with the diffuser in hand. When is this going to happen? It's looking like now finally we'll start to see them move in. And thankfully for them as well, that Toxic Babe was thrown off the mark, so it is going to leave room for him to plant. All 3 are used. None of these catches. It's going to lock him in plant spot. He can't move away from it. Ravs as well with a good catch against Callout. And yeah, the wrap from Grixer here now as he's the only one left standing and just, walks into a crossfire there. Easy closeout on the round from Bruh, and they once again take control at 3-1.
Bruh, they're looking so good right now, and I love it, man. The underdogs are really showing up, Obey Alliance. Now, the smoke player, we're going to have a little talk. The timing was right, but the placements were extremely off when it came to those Toxic Babes. A little bit to the left, and you probably could have stopped the whole plant, and you guys probably would have won. He wasted, I believe, it was 2.
All 3 of them.
All 3 in the last, 20 seconds?
He was like panic throwing them, because he was like, why isn't it working?
Another one, and missed every single one of them.
I think he was actually right behind where the planter was, and he couldn't angle it right because of that. So he would have had to basically peek the door in order to do it. And it's hard to tell, right? Because we don't get like the full third-person view on this stuff all the time. But I think he might have actually been able to just like manually swing around and kill the planter without having to worry about anyone covering him.
And it's really tricky because when you swing around, I mean, you're just exposed. You don't have a gun in hand, and you can get popped. It happens pretty often. So I mean, he did it to the best of his ability. You know, it's all fun and jokes and all, but the difficulty of that throw was definitely up there. But Bruh, on attack, this is rogue-esque when Cafe first came out. They're just outright dominant. But take a look at the setup right now on the top floor. This is somewhere they have not had a lot of success on the end of Obey Alliance. But can they go ahead and end that streak? Can Bruh continue it on their end? So we'll see shortly. But Twitch is going to be back in play. So Levron, I want to see you frag out, man. I'm counting on you.
So coming down to the wire here now when it comes to the first half, Obey need to try and find some impact on this third floor site and in general on this defensive half. So they're running out of time and rounds in order to bring that scoreline up. And if we end up with the worst case scenario for them at 5-1 for Bruh, that should be a very easy closeout. We will have to see if that'll be a possibility. So I doubt Obey is going to drop this without a fight.
Easier said than done. When I was casting with Kicks last night, like he made a point that, you know, you all definitely know. On maps like Cafe, we're expecting you to win a majority of the rounds on defense. But if you happen to go ahead and you get a round, okay, that's good. If you win 2 rounds, that's great. If you're up 3-1 while you're on attack, yo, like, keep your foot on the gas and do not stop yet. Brother in such a comfortable position, and then not only that, they get to go to a side that's easier to defend on this map. But it's all perspective, so to say. All depends on situation. Hopefully Obey has an answer to go ahead and stop him, because if Bruh wins this round, I expect Bruh to really run away with this. They're going to have such a big lead.
We've got Bruh in a lot of repelled positions now, trying to see if they can catch any small mistakes from Obey that they can leverage into kills early on. It's not looking like any of that's going to line up, though, so it'll be on Bruh to push in. The most notable repel right now is definitely the Zofia one on the Whitehall window, trying to see if they can catch anyone trying to maybe reposition, getting ready to stop the push. By the way, though, clearing out the ADS, the nades will now go in. Both the defenders are way in the back of the freezer, so I don't think that'll do the necessary damage to take them down. They'll remain safe there as a result of that.
Yep, so slowly but surely, Brother's starting to work their way down, and it's pretty much a big change of pace despite a lot of their aggression. But now the aggression is starting to kick in. Exit the McCharge is kicking through, and Forrest was able to go ahead and get the first kill on Nomad. Nomad's air jabs hasn't been effective this map at all, or not that I know of. But her leaving the game, yeah, it's a big blow, but her utility hasn't been of help to Bruh just yet. But Anthony, he's going to be leaning away. And peak happy! Anthony was able to get the pixel shot for the headshot. And now the refrag is coming in for both teams as Wimpy gets a double kill. Wimpy isn't going to stop just yet as Levron joins the party. A player's going to be spotted on top of white stairs, and Abenai is going to get the swift headshot, leaving Levron all alone right here on Cocktail Balcony. But now, he's going to be left alone for sure in the 1v2.
Fortunately, Levron not able to reposition to support his teammates in time. He gets a quick glimpse of the Jaeger, but does not catch the rotation from the Legion over towards Cigar,
no.
And that will be his downfall. Levron knocked out. Obey with a second round, and the scoreline growing closer by the round.
That was such a good start for Bruh as well. Such a good start. Maybe they did need that Nomad. Maybe I was just wrong, outright wrong. That one player that was taken out early could have been a big help in that huge team fight. We saw the refrags come into play, and now we're a round away from halftime.
Right at the end there, too, Legion actually ran into a air jab. So if he had gone like a couple more steps over and missed position,
yeah,
he gets the info he needs and can very easily win that 1v2.
And actually, I think that's the first air jab that actually went off this game.
I'm pretty sure you're right on that, yeah.
So, Obey, can you guys go ahead and win this round?
So it's all going to be up to how Bruh was able to change their strategy, because again, there's no reason why Obey would change their overall strat on this one unless they just don't want to do the same thing twice. So more than likely, we're going to be heavy roaming presence here again. And the operators do suggest that. You've got 4 operators on this lineup right now for Obey that could potentially roam. So we're definitely going to be the same thing that we did the last time we played, into the kitchen. And so all the pressure now shifts to Bruh. How do they change this up? How do they clear out the roaming presence faster than they did before? Because that was the issue when they attacked this last time. They only ended up with about 10 seconds to take the site in a 2v2 situation, and were not able to get the info they needed to close out on it at the end of the day.
I feel like Bruh, they're pretty comfortable now roaming around third floor and clearing that out, but they just cannot be afraid. And whenever they attack any of these roamers, I mean, go ahead and utilize teamwork. It went to a point where, yeah, Obey, they had a really good roam, but then they started to retreat down low. And every time they retreated, it seemed like Obey took a lot more time trying to drone them out and game plan around the kill. So if they can go ahead and speed that up, especially on the second floor, hey, they might go ahead and pull out a victory this time around. But Bay finally winning on the top floor. That was exactly what they needed. They broke the streak, and let's see if they can tie up the game before half. They're definitely going to need it.
Ravs and LeBron are going to head up to the roof. It looks like the rest of the team is actually going to be joining them for the most part, and they will once again do that same top-to-bottom roam clear as they did the last time this was attacked. Again, though, they ran out of time last time they did that, so it's important to see how they will speed this up. And it actually looks like we've got a little bit less presence this time from Obey, at least on the third floor. It doesn't seem, from the silhouettes anyway, that there's much here besides like a white stairs hold. So as far as I can tell, yeah, most of the roaming presence is either going to be down on the second floor or just in the site itself. And even then, yeah, never mind. They pulled back the roaming presence pretty heavily, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Mozzie's still going to roam around on the second floor, though, so he's going to be a major factor with some pests. Is that a pest on the door?
Yeah, interestingly enough.
So you knock the door down, and you should shoot it, like, to the left side of the barricade.
I guess this way, right? Like a Twitch drone can't shoot it, but I feel like you could do that with, like, just on the side of the door, too.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I think it is, like, slightly visible on the side of the door if you try to still block the entire angle off, so...
I have a 100% rate.
He probably just threw it there, to be honest. There probably wasn't much thought behind it, I'm gonna guess.
Just yeeted it right
yeah,
on
he
the
just
barricade.
he's like, if someone shoots it, whatever. Like, it's probably just one of those situations.
But take a look at the time, Blue. Now, 1 kill has been had. Yeah, even though Mozzie has taken a lot of damage, I mean, he's still left alive, and now you're pushing out to a 1-minute mark. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to be aggressive, and Wimpy is going to do exactly that. There's going to be a Claymore set, stop any type of rotation or run out if they want to be aggressive, and the pinch is now starting to come as Anthony is working his way in Fireplace.
Potential duel here for Anthony, but he ends up to go for the long swing. Also, there is another player waiting over towards White Stairs that should have cut this off, but he was preoccupied, and Anthony gets the double on that one anyway. Moves in to find Grixer, taking him out, bringing us into a 4v3 with an advantage to Bruh. And now getting ready to execute, this time with a seemingly appropriate amount of time, but they need to go in now. They cannot waste any more time setting up.
Yeah, Anthony can't be stopped, except when it comes to time. And underneath these 40 seconds, they're going to have to be so aware of what's around them to be efficient to go ahead and get these kills. Now the drone play is currently heavy, pushing half a minute. They have the players in the right spots to go ahead and make this push. But can they survive? As Wimpy steps on the Goo Mine, so that's going to be a trap activated. All Bay Alliance have the intel currently needed, so the pre-fire is going to be definite. Another Goo Mine is currently going to be stepped on as well. 2 for 2. For Old Bay Alliance. But now, this is it. It's going to get down to the nitty-gritty. 10 seconds up to go, and Abinaz is going to go ahead and start off the party. Make it 2 kills going for him, and 1 more going to Forest. And 1v3, yeah, he's going to be able to get a kill, but it's not going to be enough. It's Old Bay Alliance. They're going to tie things up, winning round number 6, and the score is going to be 3-3 before both teams change sides.
Ultimately, the same issue there for Bruh. Taking too long to clear out the roaming presence. They don't get set up in Bakery in time. There wasn't really any Bakery pressure up until that 15 to 20 second mark when just the Thermite was going into pop open prep door. And I mean, yeah, you just don't have the time to properly clear out that site. So you end up just running into their setup, and I'm gonna guess the drone work didn't really get to that point either. So they just were unaware of where the setup was, and when you try to execute on that in Siege, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose it unless you have some crazy entries.
I mean, you pretty much called it. How long is it going to take for them to go ahead and get rid of Rome?
Yeah,
you had a player over there in Library. I mean, yeah, the pre-fire was coming in. Yeah, you were able to get the pinch. But it took Anthony to go ahead and get the 2K in order to move things along.
Attackers need to locate
That can happen, but they're not going to have a chance to go ahead and fix those type of mistakes. They're now going to be on defense, and they're going to have to set the tone. But can they depend on Anthony coming in to save the day in order to win these rounds, or even have an attempt at making amazing pushes whenever pressure is applied by Obey Alliance? That's the biggest question.
Well, let's see how the second half is going to treat these teams. Bruh with a good start, but similarly to our last matchup, Obey coming into it once again a little bit later on as they awaken once they figure out how their opponent plays. Now, it's their turn to dictate how these rounds play out as they're on the attack. It's Bruh's turn to try and pick up some rounds for the defensive side.
Twitch is going to be on board once again, and now we're going to see an IQ on Forest. Nomad's going to be in play from Fozo, and hopefully the air jabs are going to be way more effective this time around. Buck, you're going to have nice utility when it comes to him, and a lot of fragging power, a lot of strong gunplay can be had with this weapon, and Abinai spawning all alone. Let's see how Bruh are going to go ahead and try to stop this type of attack.
It's mainly just drone work at this point. They're never going to catch that. They're going to catch that Maestro hanging out over towards the cafe itself. More than likely, he's going to be able to reposition upstairs before any serious threat befalls him. And yep, there you go. He's walking himself right up to the top of the white stairs now. So,
Pretty fast.
yeah.
Really fast. And you're going to have to thank the drone play for that. He's going to have a Twitch drone around his vicinity. Wasting zaps. You only have a certain amount. So, yeah, they're pretty safe right now. And being able to establish themselves into the building, that's a great first step, especially with everyone with their HP untouched. But slowly working on red stairs. No, Obey, yeah, he got a call that there's going to be a roamer on the second floor. So now all the attention are going to be towards him. Pretty sure that they're aware that there's going to be nobody underneath them right now. So the focus is going to be from here and up. So the drone currently gets shot out, and Grixer's going to be on the move.
We've got Grixer once again making his push forward here. It's also clearing things out for their Twitch as well to allow for that to get pushed easier. Start to do a little bit of reconstruction work to hopefully flush out some of the defenders that are going to be in position upstairs, but as you can see from the silhouettes, nothing that he's going to be able to catch as long as he's piercing it out here. The Maestro is repositioned to new balcony and is going to be in while waiting over there for the push to come in, as he knows that this is going to be a possibility.
Yeah, there's a strong hold over near White. You have a player above Hatch. Here to the left of Grixer, and that brings big flank potential. But the fight ain't going to happen because Forrest is going to shut Anthony down. Great kill on one of the biggest fraggers and the best fraggers statistically on Bruh at the moment. But with smoke going down, that's going to be a huge blow because now that we're under a minute in time, the Toxic Babes aren't going to be there. The Toxic Babes are going to be for late game scenarios, and Bruh, they're not going to have that to their advantage. So great frag coming in from Obey.
Valkyrie camera is found out on the inside. Oh, IQ seemingly having the angle for the headshot there against Rav, but no, does not end up winning the fight. Rav will get the exchange instead, although as you can see, he definitely takes some serious damage from it. Grixer still hunting, but ends up being hunted himself by Wimpy at the end of the day, bringing this now into a 4 versus 2. 3 versus 2 now, as you see another 1 for 1. Still advantage to Bruh, and now with 20 seconds left.
Twitch is getting bodied on Repel, jumping in a window, and that was not what she needed. But call out, trying to make magic happen. Finds himself in a 1v1 scenario with a player right by him, but with the trade coming through, we're now looking at a 2v1. So it's going to be all up to Nomad. Can she make the play? Bruh, I don't think so.
So Bruh ended up coming out on top, are going to be able to swing their lead back into their control. We don't end up with the same Obey line situation that we had on the last map, but they literally ran all 7 rounds in a row from an 0-3 start. This time Bruh is going to be able to find at least 1 round on the defense and trade things out. So let's see if they can keep that going now and try to close this game out for themselves.
Blue, would you call this an upset with the status of both of these teams?
It's hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have much of a tape on these players up until this point. But I would say yeah, just given what we thought going into the show today, I would say this is going to be a pretty big upset if Bruh wins it.
Especially what we expect from Obey Alliance. Yeah, they're still in the game, but Bruh has a definite, realistic, major chance to go ahead and win this game. Especially being up 4-3 and they're just starting off on defense. Wow. Great start. We're going to take things down low. Kitchen, bakery, freezer. It's going to be on lock from the anchor play from Bruh. It's going to be all about how they rotate around it. Anthony's going to be on smoke once more. And with the Toxic Babes, hey, I know you didn't, maybe you did anticipate that player coming up underneath Hash to go ahead and challenge the kill. I mean the fight, but you're going to have to stay alive. Luckily enough, this team was able to pull that win out. But wasted utility that early can come back to bite you within the last few seconds of the game. But even if he dies early this round, we're still going to have a Maestro with Evil Eyes. It's going to be a strong anchor from Bruh on that end as well. So it's 2 strong anchors. You have a Jaeger's going to be roaming around, Kai with the Electric Claw, which I believe is going to be towards back Freezer, and Castle is going to make things harder for Obey to go ahead and enter the site.
You can see once again that at least 1/2 of the wall leading into the inside there is going to be left soft for the roamers to move out and into the site from. Obey, once again, though, heading right up to the roof as they are going to start the push from there. A little bit of pressure from some of the windows on the second floor just to ice out the roaming pressure. And as you can see, we don't actually get a huge amount of it this time from Bruh. They are maintaining a much closer position to the site, and that means that Obey should be able to get into execute position relatively quickly.
Bruh's been pretty aggressive when it comes to attack, but this time on defense, we didn't see a lot of aggression coming in from them. This time around, especially with the operator usage, I doubt we're going to see a lot of aggression as well. This is going to be a pretty strong anchor hold coming from him, and because of the strong anchor hold, that means that they're going to relinquish a lot of freedom to Obey Alliance. So you see Grixer doing exactly what he has to do, utilizing skeleton keys. There's going to be no sledge in play. Hopefully they have a breaching charge or so to go ahead and open things up to help him out as well. And Nomad, she's going to make sure everyone's backs are covered. The air jabs are going to be in place to stop any type of rotation, but I doubt that that's really going to happen.
Another Twitch drone is going to be caught out. The second Cade electrical had not been used as of yet and is going to successfully trick out, as we saw right there. It seems as though the Hibana was aware that that was going to happen, though. She didn't even try to detonate them. Goes for a second, and now it's looking like Maestro tried to trick it. I don't know if he was successful or not in stopping it. Let's see. The hatch, yeah, the trick did end up working out.
There it goes.
And was that the, yeah, that was the final X-Kairos charge as well from Hibana, so they can not attempt that again. That's a full denial. Great stuff from Bruh.
So that puts Bruh in an advantage almost immediately, because opening up that hatch, I mean, that's an area that Bruh would have had to watch. But Anthony is going to go ahead and start off the game hot. Anthony has been everywhere. Every single round you see his name on the kill feed, picking up the first blood of the game, taking out Bucks. So the frag grenade is not going to be in play, especially the strong gunplay coming in from him. But affected while holding down Bakery, he's going to see that one of his players are going to get gunned down. That's going to be Smoke once again. Especially in the final 40 seconds, you needed him. But affected, his team needed that kill. He delivered. 33 seconds left to go.
30 seconds left here now for the attacking squad. They'll swing in, try to move as a single unit. Fortunately for them, Bruh does still have the man advantage against them. And again, time is going to be a problem, along with just general denial of access. That's worked out great for Bruh so far in this round. Another player from Obey falls out as they attempt to push in from the main kitchen entrance. Yet another one is going to fall to the hands of LeBron as he's pretty much ready to shut that one down. Callout does get the trade, but it doesn't really seem to mean much at this point, as Affected is going to be able to trade that right back. Bruh win another one. Now going up to 5, just 2 rounds away from winning the map.
Chat, can I get a collective Bruh?
It's a Bruh moment.
The chat is loving Bruh at the moment, man. I can confidently say that the majority of us did not really expect this type of performance coming in from him. But Anthony he's been a lightning rod in regards to just bringing action every single round, and he's always the first one in the mix. He has the nose for it, and it's pretty interesting to see him on operators like Smoke, when he's probably the most aggressive one on this team. Whenever they made pushes on attack, Anthony was first in. He was first in. He's always initiating gunfights, and within the first 3 kills, you're gonna see his name on the kill feed. Whether but you know, more than less is him getting the kill rather than dying. But as Smoke, he's gonna have to do a better job, because once Obey start tightening things up, dying that early, those toxic babes. I mean, I cannot stress the importance of him utilizing those within the final seconds of the game. It can be a game changer. Planting out, hey, stopping the attack, holding people back from coming in for the kills. You never know. So if this goes down to the wire and him dying early comes into play, I'm gonna have to start, you know, really getting on him about that.
So guys, once again, we've got Bruh on another defensive site. This will be the 3rd point on their triangle to complete it before they head back upstairs. Whereas if they win this one, to end the map as well, we'll see if Bruh can hold the library along with the fireplace site here and stop any successful attack from Obey on the first run of sites.
So, question is drone presence going to be a thing? As we see a player currently go up to the 3rd floor, I'm going to say yes. Only 3 on the 2nd floor right now, and oh my god, Maestro got caught trying to be toxic with the spawn peak. But Abinai, thank God for the F2, only a little bit of HP. But that's all thanks to the extremely fast rate of fire that gun provides for him.
The clapback from Abinai. Thought for sure we were going to have an opening kill there as he walked right into the angle, but no siree, that does not end up happening. And Abinai ends up getting a much, much better result. Although Abinai's still taking a lot of damage from that one, though, so
yeah,
gonna have to be very careful for the rest of this round, where it's still a 5v4.
If Maestro blew a kiss at him, he would have went down. That gun, actually, yeah, if that was any other operator that Abinai was on, I feel like he would have lost that outright. That just shows how important that gun is in his hands.
Also important to note, I think in this context, right, he's got a hollow instead of an ACOG. And that extra ADS, or rather lack of ADS time might have just saved him a little bit there.
Whew. On repel, caught off guard and was able to win the fight. Abinai, I know his heart is pounding. But also Levron is going to be on the top floor still. No one has yet chased him out. So he still has big play potential. And Wait, did he get it the second time? I hope so.
Yeah, I think he got it.
All right, Grixer struggling with default cams. He's going to get on the cam of his own. As Anthony still left alive within the last minute and 30 seconds of the game. I believe this is a road record. He's going to get a kill on top of that. Time to celebrate. Let's see if he can pick up yet another one.
I know that they still have like their Mozzie on top of White Stairs, for instance, too, and he can do a lot of damage if he's left unchecked right now, because it seems as though Obey are kind of ignoring him, not expecting his play. Potentially, Anthony's going to try to find a push, or try to find the kill, I should say, onto the Twitch as she moves in finally from the balcony. It'll be unsuccessful, though, and he's also taking a lot of heat here now.
Yeah, the risky peek from him almost ended his life. But take a look at Mozzie. No. There it goes! Levron, finally, the patience pays off. He saves his teammate and takes out Fozo. A great play by the roamers on Bruh. But Anthony's finally going to go down. So, Abinai collecting a double kill. Can the roamers get to site in time to go ahead and help out to stop the plant?
Affected now, the only player that's downstairs at this point. Avenai's going to catch Rav on the rotate as well. So it's all coming down to these site players, and they don't even have, I'm not sure if they actually have control over Dining Room anymore either. Grixer's going to find another pickup. Obey just shutting them down one by one right now, leaving everything on Levron. And with Fever, who doesn't realize it, he's going to have someone at the window right behind him here swinging in. No, he does catch that, and that's Diffuser. He just needs to stay alive. I don't know if it's not the Diffuser drop, though. He's taking it to these fights.
Run away!
7 seconds left. I don't think he realized he dropped the Diffuser. No, he does. He runs to the inside, gets away from this one as he catches the run out. He sees him moving in. Oh, don't take that duel, because you just won the round. Bruh, taking on the timer, and they are going to be able to put themselves on map point.
Bruh, they did it. Okay, why did he peek that gunfight in the very last second of the round? Okay, he was trying it. He was trying it, Blue, and imagine if he died during that game.
Previously known as ZQWE, or the Tired Cow, onward into the conference qualifiers for Eastern Conference Stage 3.
What is happening today? What is happening, Blue? Bruh has such an amazing performance, and shout out to Anthony! 12-7. Put in the entry part of the rounds on his back is a Tired Cow, a.k.a. Bruh. They're going to go ahead and walk away with the victory. Wow. This has been it's an amazing logo. You are not going to hate on it. You are not going to do it,
It
Blue.
just makes me laugh every time I see it.
It has been such an action-packed day, and I couldn't be happier as a caster. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we just had, like, really intense matches today, you know? A lot of players in quite a few executes just kind of, like, holding W. And I honestly didn't mind it.
I loved it. More games like this.
It's like, I mean, that situation right there, right? When I forget if that was like, I forget exactly who that was in that situation, but from Bruh just pushing into Freezer and somehow staying alive through like that crazy exchange right there.
Chat.
Just really aggressive plays. You don't see this so often because normally this is punished a lot more heavily when you get to like Pro League level and stuff like that. You kind of get away with it here though. So we're seeing a lot more of it, and it's made for some really exciting action, that's for sure.
Bruh, GOAT. Chat, if I don't see Bruh for the next 2 minutes being out there, I'm going to be highly upset. And Anthony has been the man of, I keep talking about Anthony, but why? Why? You always see him making the biggest play. But Obey Alliance, I mean, it's really shocking. We know what this team is capable of because Akatsu, they, whatever that team name is, they had such a dominant performance against them. And so coming into this game, it's like, okay, Obey, they have...
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, that was... that was insane. Obey, they had the status and the prowess to go ahead and, you know, this was a March Madness bracket. We all would have said that Obey would win tonight. But it wasn't the case.
Everybody's bracket would be busted right now if that was the case. Would have been a good time, that's for sure. But these teams had a good time still, and ultimately Bruh, I'm imagining, is having a pretty good time celebrating as they just made their way through into the conference qualifiers, putting them in the league with teams like Dark Zero and Parallax, who have qualified over the previous 2 weeks for the conference, on top of the teams that we have already qualified for the West Coast Conference qualifiers, such as EG.
Yeah, so, I mean, what to say? We have the MVPs currently coming up, and are they ready?
Got our interview first, fella.
No stats yet. We're getting it together. But my biggest takeaway from that, I really love how Bruh just threw everything out. Like, they threw, like, everything out the rule book and said, hey, you know what? We're just going to apply all types of aggression over in the bar area. And that plan was highly effective. Yeah, they teased the whole white stairs and bathroom area when it came to fights and contention, but it was all around bar. And thanks to Anthony on Sledge, he was unstoppable, able to win that. But it was scary, though, because them on defense, it's like, okay, the rounds are tied. It's 3-3. Anthony keeps dying early. Are they going to be able to hold this down? But somehow they were able to pull it out of thin air. They were able to pull out the victory in thin air and was able to pull out that win. Obey, it's back to the drawing board. Better see you play this weekend, and I expect to see you next week. No. It's wild card now, right?
No, we got one more week.
One more week, okay. Expect to see you next week. And hopefully you guys make it. You guys are a quality team. Like, there's no reason why this should be happening,
We've got 3 teams qualified for the conference qualifiers now, so we have 6 teams total after tonight.
You're right.
And we've got 2 more slots in the conference qualifiers. That's 1 for each region, so we're going to have 1 more round of open qualifiers, the action that we've been covering here for the past 3 weeks or so now. And then after that, that's when we move into the conference qualifiers for Stage 3. Those single elimination brackets amongst the 4 teams that did end up making it through. And then once we have our qualified teams for LAN, I believe that directly the week after that, there might be a 1-week break, but I think it is directly the week after we finish Stage 3. We go right into the wild card, and that is when we start that just single bracket. It's the same bracket, I'm pretty sure, that we've been playing here on these weekly streams, but the big difference is you win that bracket, you don't go through to a conference qualifier where you still have to win 2 additional matches, including a best of 3. You just go directly through to LAN. So it's a very high stakes, high risk, but very high reward chance to make it to LAN.
Yes, and as we get the stats and everything ready, I also want to remind you guys, hey, if you're trying to win some money, go ahead and submit your clips right now for Venmo. The Venmo Community Contest is, we're going to choose winners right when we get home. Make it funny, make it good, clutch it up. This is how you do it. ESL.gg/Venmo-R6USN. Make sure it catches our eye. One tip that I repeatedly give out there, and I'm going to do it every single time because I see it often. We don't want to see 3-minute clips of an entire round and you getting a 5K. Like, shorten it. Make a montage-like, okay? I've even had people put in some good music, and I've been jamming, looking at the clutch. So I'm like, okay, is this win-worthy? Unfortunately not. But still, try your luck. You never know what could happen.
When we say clip, we mean the Twitch definition of clip.
Yes.
So, like, ideally 60 seconds or less.
I've literally got it in a whole round.
Yeah.
So,
that one probably won't make the cut.
Yeah, if I see a 3-minute, 2-minute clip, probably not going to win. Especially if it's real drawn out.
Take those in a movie maker real quick. Just cut them down.
Exactly.
You all can use the snip tool, I'm sure.
Right. And also, make sure you go ahead and cop your tickets when they go on sale for the USN Finals. We announced it at the beginning of the show and also before the final game of the night. It's going to be in Vegas again. Good food, good drinks, good times all around. Maybe you can win some money there at the casino. So make sure you go ahead, get those tickets. It's going to be December 13th through the 15th. And I'm going to tell you now, the setup for that stage was beautiful. I loved it. I had such a great time there.
We're at the legendary Penn and Teller Theater. Can't really speak for if Penn and or Teller will be there. They weren't there last year, unfortunately. We just kept walking by their dressing room like, ooh.
I know, right? Look at all the pictures. Like,
we weren't allowed in there. We were allowed in a lot of the rest of the venue, but not there.
I never knew what they did. I thought they were like comedians or whatever, but apparently they do magic and they're amazing at it.
They're comedian magicians, sort of.
Yeah,
and one of them doesn't talk ever.
The small guy, right?
Yeah.
Because the tall guy,
which
he
is
just
which,
cusses.
but yeah.
The tall guy cusses. The small guy is like.
I think Penn is the angry guy that talks.
Yes, that's it.
I think Teller is the short, silent guy, if I remember correctly. I might have that mixed up though.
Yeah, and also thank you for waiting as we fill time. The MVP choices are currently in. And mine is going to be the one and only Anthony MGS, and no one else deserves it, to be quite honest. Anthony was the man with the plan, the entry fragger, leading the way with Slash. Go ahead and get those nice kills over on Bar. Also on defense, he slacked with Smoke, but later on he turned up and he was able to get kills to help out his team. 12 kills, 7 deaths, 80% cost.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, of course, I actually had a pretty different pick for mine. We'll bring that up onto the screen here, and I ended up with Wimpy for mine. Wimpy had a really, quiet, but in my opinion, very impactful performance, especially when it came to the early rounds. I think he was quintessential to his team's capability to do a lot of mid-round trading, and so that's why I'm giving him the MVP vote for tonight. Stats really aren't going to show it, but as with really any FPS, in my opinion, stats never tell the full story, and I think that Wimpy actually had a pretty impressive performance, despite the fact that, again, he was only 8 and 6. I think he was actually bottom of the scoreboard for his team, and negative on entry.
Half, yeah.
Yeah, negative on entry ultimately, but like I said, I think he had a lot of impact in the mid rounds that kind of went unnoticed, and I wanted to give credence to that.
Yeah, Wimpy did a lot better on defense than attack, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember him just dying first all the time, and then it was like, okay, Wimpy got a kill. No, it's a double kill now. And it was just double kill Wimpy from that point on. My man showed out. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that's pretty much it so far here for USN for the week. Remember, get those clips in. But Blue and I, we've had a blast. It's been amazing this week so far. I cannot wait to see what comes in the upcoming weeks here in USN. Remember to get those tickets, submit those clips. Blue and I and Stokes will see you next time on USN.